Hello there, my name's Tracy Elsom and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based in Canada, and welcome to my Paper Craft With Me YouTube channel. Today I have another in my boxes and bags series, and I want to use some of this gorgeous paper. This is 12 by 12 sheets that you can get for free starting on January the 3rd, running through to March the 31st, providing it doesn't sell out first. And you can get it for free if you place a $60 order with Stampin' Up! And the papers are just gorgeous, and it's called the Lily Impressions Designer Series paper, and it's part of the Sale-A-Bration promotion, which, as I say, runs from January 3rd to March 31st. So I'm going to use this piece for my bag today, and it's got an abstract on the back, but I just thought I would use this one. And this particular bag is based around another bag that I made last month, and that was an open top bag which had little handles on it. So basically all you need to make one of these bags is a piece of paper. This will be the back. This will be the side. Then you have the front of the bag. You have the other side of the bag. And then this is a tab. And then along the bottom you have the various pieces which you would tuck in. Those are the bottom tabs, and you can remove that piece. Now for the open top bag I had an optional piece which you could fold over, and that was all the way around, but for this one we're just going to give it a flap at the front. So if you consider your bag looks like that, with these being your scored lines. What you would need to do is, once you've created this, is just take out those extra pieces, and this piece here becomes your flap. So this would be how wide you want your bag, and the back and the front are obviously the same. Then this would be how deep you want it to be, the sides obviously the same, and then this measurement would be how high you want the bag to be. And then this one finally is the flap. So hopefully you can see that. And that really is all there is to it. So with that diagram you can put in your own measurements for the width, the depth and the height and the flap length, and you can make the bag any size you want. So with that in mind, I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer, and let's cut 2 inches off the bottom, which gives me a 12 by 10 piece. So there we are. Take 2 inches off and we're good to go. So now I'm going to bring my scoring board in, and let's just play. So let's say my tab is a 1/2 inch, and let's say these are going to be 4 inches, just because I can't be bothered to cut it any narrower. So that gives me 8.5, which leaves me from a 12 inch piece, gives me 3.5 inches to play with, which is 1 3/4. So 5 3/4, 9 3/4, 10.5, 11.5, 12. And then this would be the same there. So that's 1 3/4. Can't read my own writing that way. And let's make the flap 2 inches. So that's 3 3/4, 4. And I had 10. So I'm doing this a bit backwards really. I have a piece of paper a certain width, and I've just decided randomly to pick those numbers just so I don't have to cut it anymore. But you put in the numbers that suit you. So Now that I've picked some random numbers, I'm going to score. So my first one for the back is going to be 4 inches. And because this is designer series paper, it's not as thick as card, I'm using the larger of the 2 balls on my stylus. So 4, 5 3/4, 9 3/4. There we go. And 11 1/2. So what I've done is I've taken 4, 5 3/4, 9 3/4, 11 1/2. Now I need to score that at 1 3/4 and then at 8. So 1 3/4 and 8. So there we go. So that's all we need to do there. Now let's bring paper snips in, and we're going to cut out these sections. So that's where we have the top of the bag, and we're just going to cut. Grab some bigger scissors, it will be so much quicker. And I'm just going to cut out all this all the way along. So what I've done, if I just fold it like that along the scored lines, you can see. So, and then on the bottom, exactly as we did with the open top bag, I'm just going to cut straight up those tabs to the horizontal scored line there, and I'm going to notch a little bit out just because it makes it easier to put the bag together. So again, cut straight up the scored line and cut a little piece off the square there, and again here. And here. And what I'm going to do is, we've got this extra little tab here, I'm going to just chop that off. So that's that piece cut off, and there we have our bag. So putting it together is really simple. I'm going to use tear and tape just because it's quicker and you don't want to watch glue dry. So here's my little 1/2 inch tab. I'm going to put my tear and tape down the edge there, just along where the crease is, and I'm going to fold that over. Here's my adhesive, and then just fold it like that, and there is the basic bag. Then I can close those 2 pieces in. This is the back, so I'm going to push that in, and then I'm going to attach that one. So this is my front piece, just because it keeps it nice and neat. And again, let's use a little bit of tear and tape just for speed. You can use any adhesive. There we go. Take the backing off. There we go. And then I'm just going to close that up like that. So there is my bag. Now you can say, well, hang on a minute, this doesn't fit. But if you just push in like that, and there you go. There's the bag. Now, if I'd remembered to bring my corner rounder, I could put rounded corners on here, but it does actually stay quite nicely like that. But what I'm going to do is bring in some of the Nature's twine, and I can just tie myself little bow here. She says, chop it off. There we go. So there's my bag. You can push those sides in if you want, make them nice and smooth. You don't have to score anything at the edges, but what a pretty little bag. Really simple to do. So there's the bag, and I will put all the dimensions and all the products I used and a quick explanation. I will also round those corners when I go and grab the detailed trio punch. Also on my blog I'll put a nice neat version of this diagram so that you can add your own numbers and make a pretty little fold over top bag however you choose to make it. So thank you very much for watching again today. If you want more videos, then you can click the subscribe button down below and click the little bell beside it so that you get notification when I do another video. There are lots more videos on my YouTube channel and lots more bags and box ideas for you. You can also go to my blog, and that's at www.papercraftwithme.com, where I have a daily blog with a new project every single day, and for the next 2 weeks leading up to the 3rd of January they'll all involve sneak peeks from the Sale-A-Bration catalogue and also from the new January to June mini catalogue from Stampin' Up! So you get extra bonuses as well there. In the meantime, thank you very, very much for watching, and I do hope you'll come back and join me again soon. Bye!